I've been thinking a lot about the imperfection of a moment. I always talk about the mark in the moment in relation to abstraction and expressive drawing. I was just thinking about moments in general this morning, and they're not always pretty, and it's not always, clear cut. And I feel like that's an okay aspect to embrace, but we're often told like something is wrong with us, or like that's not the way it is. Like all these labels on top of just letting it be what it is, in all the mess and all the beauty. Like that imperfection, or it's like perfect in the imperfection. And I was also just thinking about, or like some things I'll say, I wish I could sing, or something like that I say that to myself, because like I don't feel well versed in that realm, even though it knocks on my door a lot internally. Or, it needs to be like this perfect thing in order to start. And that's what often keeps us from stopping, is waiting for this definitive moment of it's only going to look like this and come to me like this. I think art making teaches us a lot, especially abstract, expressive, raw, intuitive feelings, that it can come in any form, and when you use the emotionality, can really open up more of the internal doors. But there's this judgment that happens in the self when you want to go do something new, or take that risk or leap into whatever it is, and the conditions aren't always perfect. But there's like that perfect imperfection, and so that was just arising at the same time I was hearing like a song, because I often felt like there's these soul songs within me, right? At least that's what I've come to learn over the last decade or so. I haven't always been able to let it out because I'm thinking it's not in the right form, or I definitely know there's more like to work on in relation to hearing myself in the voice. But it's like, I guess if you never start something, you'll never know if it can even be, if that's even the direction it should go in. But so why do we lock ourselves up? Don't know. There's probably so many stories and programs that we've attached to, or past pains or regrets or whatever, but realizing like in the moment is all that it is, and that's why I also love art making in that moment, because you can't really make it up again. It's always different. I feel like that does teach us about life, that it's always ever changing and rearranging. So I wanted to like share this message, I think, because it's helpful for me to hear myself say it. A lot of the time these messages are, I'm still a human trying to figure things out with a soul that often has better answers. I don't always listen. You know, what I'm trying to say is that just because it sounds good, I still need to hear it and like do the lessons and live and learn as much as the next person, because there's always more potential for growth and possibility and learning and healing and loving and, you know, expansion and evolving. Like, I don't think I've reached any conclusion. There's so much that I still don't understand. But I do know if we can be with it all and turn towards the self and like remember that, you know, we're all in this together, and that's how you help each other through, is to just be true to the expression that lives through us, whatever it is, because you can get so much inspiration, you know. For instance, I was listening to so much music lately, and like it grounds me in the present moment or whatever, and I'm just like grateful that it's there, right? So just being grateful that these other people have created this thing that gives me a doorway into myself. I think that's what all art making and like truth-telling, storytelling in a vulnerable, honest, heartfelt way is doing, you know, like it's helping us open those internal doors. And sometimes I need the help, you know, but sometimes I'm the helper, so it can be a trade-off. It's not like I know all the things, that's for sure. So I thought that in me telling this story and hearing the song, which I would just say it's soul songs. One person I love a lot is Lisa Gerard. She's also in a band called Dead Can Dance, but you know, the languaging is not known. I think it's called idioglossia. You know, it's like your own language. So lately I was just thinking through so many things and realizing maybe we all have our own just soul language, and it's just a matter of deciding to let it out where it can grow, just like anything else. Like, if we keep containing it, it can never like flourish, or we never know what the possibility is. Because sometimes it's scary to make those like steps or to admit some weird truth or some amazing thing or whatever the thing is. I don't know. I know I've been guilty of it myself, not saying what I needed to say. And then seems to make things worse because it comes out wrong. So I'm like trying to not do that through all of this of what I've been learning lately, which makes it scary to me. Yeah. So I think it's important to talk about the fear, that there are fears around all kinds of things, especially if you haven't done something for a long time or been locked up for a long time, or then you come into resistance with something and it creates this reaction. But it's not always like a negative thing, although it may be perceived negative in the moment. A lot of those reactions are meant to like, you know, open like us in different kinds of ways to reflect back things maybe we haven't seen before. But the hardest thing is when you feel that remorse of maybe an incident and you know, then you put it on yourself. I don't know if any of you have done that out there. And then it's trying to open up more towards the love of all of it, which isn't the easiest thing to do, because I remember when I returned to art making, like, the thing about not just being able to look at the fear, I couldn't look at my own, like, beauty, you know, my own light in the beginning, and sometimes it's still hard to like realize there's as much as there's these other things, there's this, you know, wellspring of something different. Because then when you can turn towards that understanding within yourself, you realize it's kind of all there, and there's possibility for it to merge and dance together. And that's like what's most exciting about creativity, art, and connection, and having it deepen and widen over time. At least that's how I see it, because there isn't like this really perfection. It's like this imperfection that creates that experience that opens us up to more. But it doesn't mean that's easy, that's for sure. So there's like a gratitude that can come from that understanding of realizing that all these things flow through us, and if it hurts, we could still let it in. But like that song lyric that there's a crack in everything, that's how the light gets in. The Leonard Cohen song, that's such a good song. Anthem. You know, so it's like, how can we let more light into those cracks? And I say that to myself too. And maybe it's just about tuning and attuning and learning to, like, you know, be in that sloshy wave, sometimes in that undertow, and but coming back with more awareness, and just like realizing that everything is like teaching us something. And ultimately I still find, you know, the love there, you know, like through any kind of calamity, let's say. So it's like not shutting down, although I've done plenty of that and I still can do that. So it's like I said, it's not a perfection, it's just like a realization when you sit with all of it and the deeper reflections of what is, you know. Like, and I'm still learning just as much as the next person. But I know I picked the word courage for this year, and I didn't know how much I was gonna need that. And it's kind of like, at this point, like, I was like, oh shoot, it's not what I thought. It never is it? But I also like the word open, because I just want to be open, and some things I've been so scared of in the past about who I am and how I am, and if I do this I won't have that, or if I say that then I'm gonna ruin everything, like all that stuff that gets in the way. I just would rather say things. It's like a practice to try to open even more to all those potentials and possibilities within, and deepen and widen the understandings that I do have, and try to keep growing from that place. Anyway, I wanted to make this video. It's vulnerable and it feels awkward for me, and I guess that's what, and it feels messy because it doesn't feel 100% coherent. But what if it's just okay for it to be all of those things, you know? And to like have the emotion for what you feel. I guess that is just something I've always had to like open up to more and more and more. And I feel like as we go through all these changes on whatever level, there's always like a deeper river and wellspring of infinite possibility and potential of creation for everyone. So I just wanted to sing this song that was coming through me, and it is undefined, and it's definitely not perfect, could use some work with my pitch and tone and being able to hear myself. And for a long time I feared that, and I'm learning, like, why should I fear these things that are important and that are right there? And I want to, like, open more to that expression and stay the course and see what's there and why, and let it be unknown so it can reveal itself in time, but, like, also moving through the current and finding that, like, potential. I think that's all artists and creatives are really doing. So but we can always open up to more, and that's exciting because we know we're alive. 答えのははない与えおたえやとあたえおあえとあたえあたえおああのあたえおたえおあのたえおああたえおあ. So maybe it doesn't have to be defined, and you just express, and you just take that step forward, and you learn in all of it, the messy middles of life, and what is wanting to be birthed through that rubble, and what comes out of the constraint when we, like, open wider to all of it. And yeah, that's what was coming through me today. So thanks for being here and reflecting back and holding this space for me as well.